Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird. Happy Wednesday and welcome back to the series on the Havamal. Today we examine verse 102. And our first translation reads, I sought that old Jotun, now the same as I am back. Little served my silence there, but whispering many soft speeches, I won my desire in Suntung's halls. Olive Bray. Again, apologies for the cranky cats. A second translation. I visited the old giant, now I've come back. I didn't get much there from being silent. With many words I spoke to my advantage in Suntung's hall. Carolyn Larrington. And the final translation. Fruitless my errand, had I been silent when I came to Suntung's courts. With spirited words I spoke to my prophet in the hall of the aged giant. And that comes from Bellows. In this verse, we see Odin is acting upon his own advice and interacting and making himself agreeable to his hosts and to the people around him. He stresses how this worked to his benefit and why a sullen and silent approach would have yielded him nothing. Our British cousins might describe this mode of being as being civil. Now, as Americans, we're somewhat less familiar with this concept and how it might be practiced. Cultural differences there are real, even when our civilization is the offshoot of a much older root. But civility isn't necessarily predicated upon formality. Certainly, one can be both civil and informal. It's more of a question of what's appropriate for the degree of acquaintance between the people present and the nature of the occasion, and then just adapting one's behavior accordingly. Now, this proves to be a roadblock for many people because it requires them to adjust, and sometimes people don't always feel like. And they prioritize their preferences and their personal comfort over what's actually suitable. And that is, of course, a manifestation of immaturity. The benefit to actually growing up and learning basic consideration and how to look past the end of one's own nose is that your relationships with other people can actually be productive and enjoyable. It's one thing if we're alone because we don't actually share common values or interests with the people around us, but it's quite another if we're alone because we just can't be bothered. Even in relationships that are more transactional and businesslike, it's better for things to be on a respectful and pleasant footing. It makes it easier to come to agreements and to solve problems. After all, if you're being approached nicely about something, you're more likely to reciprocate that goodwill. And you might be more inclined to hear that person out and even be more inclined to deal with whatever the issue or the project at hand is. So, doesn't it follow that it makes sense to approach others in that same way? And unless there's a defined bad history, there's just no call to go into a situation with other people in a nasty frame of mind and with bad manners. So that's what I took from the verse this week. Let me know your own impressions in the comments below. Or if you have something more lengthy to say, email me at brigantiablackbird@proton.com and I will talk to you there. But I think that'll do it for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.